Slide 11. The modern era. Pathologization and surgical interventions. Slide 12. The German era of research by Dr. Magnus Hirschfeld. 1919. In Berlin, Germany, Dr. Magnus Hirschfeld co-founds the Institute for Sexual Wissenschaft, or in English, the Institute for Sex Research, a pioneering private research institute and counseling office. 1930, Lily Elbe had received emasculation and ovary transplant in June 1930. She changed her legal gender in October 1930. 1931, Hirschfeld introduces the German term transsexualismus. 1931, in Berlin, in 1931, Dora Richter becomes the first known transgender woman to undergo vaginoplasty. 1931, Lily Elbe received vaginoplasty and uterus transplant. Immune system rejection of the transplanted uterus caused her death. 1933, Nazis burn the library of Magnus Hirschfeld's Institute for Sexual Research and destroy the institute. Slide 13. The early interventions and pathologizations. 1946. Plastic surgeon Harold Gillies carries out female-to-male sex reassignment surgery on Michael Dillon in Britain. 1949. Magnus Hirschfeld is credited as among the first physicians to distinguish between same-sex attraction and transsexualism. 1950s. Rina Natan becomes the first transsexual woman in Israel, undergoing sex reassignment surgery out of her own will. 1952. David Oliver Caldwell introduces the term psychopathia transsexualis. 1952. Christine Jorgensen becomes the first widely publicized person to have undergone sex reassignment surgery, in this case, male to female, creating a worldwide sensation. Slide 14. 1965. The term transgender is coined by psychiatrist John F. Olivan of Columbia University in his 1965 reference work, Sexual Hygiene and Pathology. Transgender identified author Virginia Prince is most often credited with coining the term. In 1969, Prince used the term transgenderal to distinguish herself from transsexuals. 1998. Dana International becomes the first trans person to win the Eurovision Song Contest, representing Israel with the song Diva. Despite increased attention to transgender people, the first two editions of DSM contain no mention of gender identity. It was not until 1980, with the publication of DSM-3, that the diagnosis transsexualism first appeared. In 1990, the World Health Organization followed suit and included this diagnosis in ICD-10. With the release of DSM-4 in 1994, transsexualism was replaced with gender identity disorder in adults and adolescents in an effort to reduce stigma. Slide 15. 2013. When gender identity disorder was dropped from the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, or DSM, of Mental Disorders, 5th edition DSM-5, United States Psychiatry's Bible, and the Western World Psychiatry's Bible, including Australia, for diagnosing mental illness. A new condition called gender dysphoria was added to diagnose and treat those transgender individuals who felt distress at the mismatch between their identities and their bodies. The new diagnosis recognized that a mismatch between one's birth gender and identity